Let's get into the sports talk.
The Year award. So Baker Mayfield had a chain commissioned and made and sent to Saquon Barkley. Quads is what Baker Mayfield chose to put on the chain. So what we chose to do, inspired by that friendly wager between Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley, two of the great rookies from last year, but there were plenty of great rookies. Who will make the biggest jump in year two of his NFL career when we take into account the 2018 rookies moving forward into 2019? That's today's draft, Chris. You're on the clock, heads or tails, go ahead, rig coin toss, you're going to get the first pick, although this is one of those days where there isn't a clear and obvious number one, so I'll probably win the coin toss.
How many times a week do we think Mike says that on a draft?
Every time, because it's
Tails,
true.
Go Tails. Start it off on a Monday the right way, Kristen. Tails, yeah, woo!
There you go. All right, what do you got?
All right, biggest jump. Gosh, it's a tough one here. I'm going to go with the quarterback for the New York Jets and Sam Darnold, though. That's where I'm going to start it off. And, Sam Darnold, not that it...
I believe Sam Darnold going to take a big leap because he got a secure blanket and Le'Veon Bell. So it's going to take the pressure off of him and make his job much easier than last year when he had to do mostly everything because it was on his shoulders. So
it was like bad last year. It was very good. I mean, what we saw at the end of the year was really promising, but I don't think we saw last year what he can be in totality. And of course he was injured. He had some early season struggles, then he got injured, then he came back and showed us wow, some big time talent towards the end of the year. But I'm expecting a big jump from Sam Darnold this year. One, why? Because I think the player is talented. I mean, good arm. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, it's a great arm, but it's unbelievably quick release. It's unbelievably accurate, and the ball is on the screws in the short to intermediate pass game. He's great at playing backyard football. We saw that. And, man, the support cast around him is what really drives me here. Jamison Crowder at slot receiver. They got good tight end play. They improved the offensive line. Le'Veon Bell, Adam Gase. I just look at all those things and think this is a sophomore that if there was a sophomore of the year award in the NFL, he will be in the running for it this year.
Oh, blasphemy from you. Now, you've spent the last 18 months relentlessly hyping another quarterback in the AFC East, and you pull the okey-doke now when the chips are down.
You're going to do this.
And you don't go Josh Allen. Did you think I was not going to take Josh Allen?
I did in round two? I didn't. I thought you might not. I thought I was going to be able to steal both of them. That's where I was saying it was tough. I didn't know if I wanted to go Allen or Darnold first.
Yeah, well, whichever one you were taking, I was taking the other one, and I think they're interchangeable. And you actually may have taken the wrong one, because I think Josh Allen has superstar potential. You know that.
Yeah.
You've been all over Josh Allen as a potentially star quarterback. And, here's the thing, and here's where I'll concede that you may have picked the right guy. Allen did more last year than Darnold, so it's going to be harder for him to have a bigger jump this year because he's starting from a higher platform than Darnold.
He showed
because he had a better rookie year.
Yeah, he showed more big-time plays and potential to where, again, I know we have both said this, but Buffalo was not in the playoff hunt on Sundays last year, but I know you and I were always hitting each other on the shoulder, look at number 17, here he goes again with some crazy throw or crazy run. So yeah, he had some memorable moments.
And this year, they beefed up just the right amount on the offensive side. He talked recently about how Cole Beasley could potentially be a Julian Edelman type of a safety valve for Josh Allen. And if you can give him a guy who can get open underneath, when Josh Allen has that ever-present threat to rocket the ball 80 yards down the field, it becomes like the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, where you have to defend every blade of grass on the defensive side of the ball because Josh Allen has options at every level, in every spot, and can get the football there. So I'm excited by what the Bills have done. They didn't go out and make huge splat.
Yeah. Beasley could be a blanket for him. He could just dump it off to him in the slot, make everybody come up. Then Allen could just throw it down the field. He had a good rookie year last year. I feel like he's gonna be solid this year. coming up for the Bills. I think all the rookies from last year are gonna take a leap. I think they're gonna take a leap, like a bigger leap. Prove they could be superstars down the line.
But they've had stability. You know, they've got that New England style offense, which if you're right about Tom Brady, there should be a lot of open first reads for Josh Allen as well. Brian Daboll getting things done for him. One of those two teams is going to seriously contend for a playoff berth, and it may come down to the quarterback play. And I think we both see those two quarterbacks, Darnold and Allen, making jumps this season.
I would definitely do. I mean, these were the first two names I wrote down were both of these guys. And yeah, I went with Darnold just because he was New York and it's the Jets, and I thought maybe you might forget about Josh Allen to where I could steal him. But good job by you. Okay. I'm going to go with Rashad Penny in my second round pick from the Seattle Seahawks. Rashad Penny, first round pick out of San Diego State 2 years ago, right? Phenomenal football player. I loved him coming out in the draft, Mike. I really did. And he showed glimmers last year. Now, he dealt with injuries in training camp. He got back out, showed us he's got something special, kind of got banged up again. So he never really got into the flow of the season. But he's a guy, Mike, that averaged 4.9 yards per carry, 419 yards, and yeah, it was spotty, to say the least. But regardless, I look at that Seattle Seahawks football team. First of all, they drafted him in the first round, so they're going to want to prove that he was worth the first round pick. I think he's going to get the lion's share of the carries. We know they want to be a run first football team. We've heard that the last few weeks coming out of their organization, and I think he's super talented. And they got a good offensive line. Of course, have Russell Wilson to go along with it to keep some pressure off him. To where, I look at Rashad Penny to be one of those guys this year that's in the top 5 in the NFL in rushing statistics when all said and done.
Yeah, here's where I'll push back on you a little bit. We know the Seahawks embrace competition in all forms, except maybe at starting quarterback, where they've had opportunities in the past to upgrade the backup, but they don't want to threaten Russell Wilson. And then, look, he gets it done, so it's not like he needs to have that artificial or actual competition floating around him. All other positions, it's compete. And Chris Carson, right?
I know.
Chris Carson has been the guy, and they've been raving about what kind of shape he's in. I think Pete Carroll, the head coach of the team, recently said there's no one in better shape than Chris Carson right now. So Rashad Penny's going to have to earn those reps. He's going to have to take them away from Carson, and I'm not sure he can do that to the extent where he can end up having the kind of major impact that would put him on this list. And so it's a little bit of a stretch, but I thought he would do more last year, and
I feel like Seattle gonna play 2 running backs. But Carson gonna have most of the carries, but I feel like they're gonna play 2 of them at a time. To take the little load off of Russell Wilson, so he could be more comfortable and settle in. So it's gonna be pressure off of him because they got 2 good running backs to take the load off of him. So I think they're gonna play 2 running backs.
And so we give him a lower base going into 2019. Maybe it does give him a better opportunity to make a jump because he didn't do all that much. He didn't do nearly as much as I thought he would last year. Here's a guy that I have a lot of faith in for the 2019 season, and it's keeping in line with part of the theme of the day, the quarterbacks, the top 40. Matt Ryan came in at number 7. One of the guys he throws to, not named Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. And you know how much they like Calvin Ridley. And you know what we saw out of Calvin Ridley last year. And as Julio Jones continues to migrate on the wrong side of 30, there could be more opportunities for Calvin Ridley. Because look, as long as Julio Jones is around, they're going to double cover him, and that's going to open up opportunities. And the question is, does he get on the field enough? Does he get enough of the other opportunities that don't go to Julio Jones? And this is that whole Mohamed Sanu, Calvin Ridley back and forth. I think Ridley could jump Sanu this year, become the number 2 guy, and get a lot more opportunities than he had in 2018 as a rookie, and really make a big jump, especially if that Falcons offense takes off this year. It's kind of a byproduct of our belief that the Falcons could be very, very good.
Yes, right.
If they are very, very good, then Calvin Ridley is going to be one of the reasons for it, and he's going to make that jump.
Yep, and Mike, and I think you make the right points. I mean,
I think Ridley going to be the number 2 option this year, opposite of Julio. I think he could be the number 2 wide receiver. Like he had a good rookie year also. Sanu, I think, will be the third option this year. I think Atlanta will be better than last year. So we'll see.
I think he's going to surpass Sanu as being that true second guy. I mean, I almost think he's going to go into the stratosphere of like Julio's 1A and Calvin Ridley's 1B this year, to where I think he'll, again, you look at Calvin Ridley's stats last year, 64 receptions, 821, 10 touchdowns. At 10 touchdowns, that's the aspect that like kind of, is eye-opening. You go, damn, I forgot he scored that many touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Mike. I think he is going to be, part of the offense as far as they're going to build a package of plays like they do with Julio Jones every week, and you're not going to know what to defend as far as a defense is concerned. And yeah, I would expect Julio's stats to come down a little bit and Sanu's to go up to where, yeah, Julio will lead the team in a lot of categories, but I don't think by much by Calvin Ridley. So good pick by you there. Not mad at you at all.
And here's the thing: he had the 10 touchdowns in sneaky fashion last year. I think this year it's going to be, and he's. I'm trying.
Yeah, he had a little quiet 10 for real. A little quiet 10 touchdowns for real. Sneaky little, touchdowns last year. But that's what I'm saying. He gonna take that next level. About Ryan fell in love with him, and was going to win all last year when Julio was struggling, and really gonna be.
Defend my pick from the standpoint of pointing out that yes, he has a higher platform because
we already said it was good. Just be quiet. Now you're making it sound worse. You're actually making it sound worse.
The perception is going to be. Who's this Calvin Ridley guy? Holy crap, look how good he is. We already have the evidence hiding in plain sight. We just didn't pay attention to it last year. That's my point.
Thank you, counselor. Thank you for hammering that home one more time. Thank you very much.
You know what? When I said holy crap, I came dangerously close to saying something else.
Yes.
So please continue.
Holy crap. Okay, here we go. I'm going with Marcus Davenport from the New Orleans Saints.
You took the one I've been holding.
Yeah, it's payback for taking Josh Allen. There you go. Yes, Marcus Davenport, of course, hey, last year was underwhelming. It wasn't good, especially for a guy who the Saints traded up in the first round with the Green Bay Packers and traded away assets to get a guy that they felt was going to be a huge difference maker on their front four, a guy that was, going to be on the other side of the line from Cam Jordan, a la Von Miller and Bradley Chubb, to where they're going to have this combination where we're going to go, oh man, watch out. Davenport, I believe, has that potential to be something big time, special, on the outside of the defense there. He really is big. He's explosive. He can overpower you. He's got pretty good bend that way too. I expect this year with him to be healthy, some of the things you've read down there, I mean, it sounds like he's chomping at the bit, and he's going to...
That's all. Coming in as a rookie, some of them be nervous and they gotta get the feel of the game because the game is faster from college. And Cam Jordan, they gonna be a good dynamic duo on the defensive line.
Prove his worth to the organization that took a risk on him, and I expect this year Davenport to be a guy that, I'm not saying is more than double-digit sacks, but I think like I always say, he's going to mess a lot of plays up, and I think he's going to have somewhere between 8.5 and 12 sacks, somewhere in that range.
They gave up a lot to get him, though. They gave up a first-round pick this year to move up in that trade with the Green Bay Packers in 2018 to get to Marcus Davenport. So far, it has been a disappointment. So, if you're going to look at it from the standpoint of he didn't do much last year, here's his opportunity. Cam Jordan on the other side of the line of scrimmage. We'll see what Davenport can do. But he was a guy that I was eyeballing. I had a couple I was holding in my back pocket. Now, I considered Denzel Ward, but he had such a great year last year.
Right.
I think he is going to be better this year because he's going to be dealing with a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. in practice all the time. I'm going to stick with that position. I'm going to jump conferences. I mentioned the Packers. Jair Alexander is a guy they emerged from, you like that one, from round one last year. This guy can do it all. He's a great fit for the Mike Pettin defense, and he's got an electricity to him that is going to make him a potential star, a guy that people are going to want to interview. There was that moment last year where he commandeered the desk when Football Night in America was in Green Bay.
Right.
And he's a funny guy. He's been on the show, great personality, and I think he's got the potential to become a great, great player. And another one of these guys where, look, he had a strong rookie season, but the Packers weren't very good.
Right.
If the Packers are good, we're going to notice him. Even if they're not good, we're going to notice him. And Jair Alexander is going to be a guy who gets a lot more attention. It's going to feel like he's making a huge jump, even though we saw plenty of performance from him as a rookie.
Yeah, right. Dealt with some injuries, right, early on in his year, so it took him some time to get on the field, but he was phenomenal when he got on. I mean, he's
going to have a full season with the Packers this year. You know, he only played half. So this year he's going to have a full season, prove why they picked him high in the draft, and he gonna be good this season because he's healthy.
shutdown corner. He's already, in the conversation for one of the best man-to-man pure cover corners in all of football. That's how special he is. I'm with you, Mike. That was a good pick by you. He was on my list. If you stole one of my other guys, I would have gone there.
All right, here's our recap. Chris Sims has Sam Darnold, Rashad Penny, Marcus Davenport. I've got Josh Allen, Calvin Ridley, and Jair Alexander.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights.